Alright, hey guys, here we are. Wolf Creek, hole 14, par 4. So let's just take a look at here. This is some early content for Tour 7 I wanted to go over. This, in my opinion, is probably the hardest on the whole set. This is the one where I actually consider maybe going into a power ball, which could potentially lead me into some issues with the shootout because I could wind up with a wind that I don't like. But you can see, since I got a headwind, that's the main reason I'm going to do this. If I would have had any other wind, I wouldn't have tried to force things like this. What I want to make sure is that I get up there. And, another thing to think of, you can see how short my opponent's drive is. They're not trying to really force the ball up here like I am. So I'm going to get a little bit closer than they are, and it should help me get the range to make this easy. Now granted, for some winds it looks like he's probably still going to be covered. You can use a root for that wind, but what I like to do is I like to come at this with a big foot, and the more spin that you get on the big foot, the easier this shot becomes. So in fact, with this tailwind situation, I might not even do this shot. So a lot of times what I'll do here is I'll kind of alternate this. We're just going to do some kind of bump here. I'm thinking something along the lines of maybe this, a little bit of top spin, and I should only need to go about 3 rings here. You'll see that's what I'm doing, right around 3 rings. We got our ultimate. You can see we're just kind of covering ourselves a little bit. You can see it just, make sure you do hit that second cut of rough, because I set up to hit that second cut of rough. So make sure that you do hit the surface that you're aiming for. The first cut is going to play quite different than the second cut is. Here you can see, as I mentioned, we actually got probably the hardest 2 holes, the very first 2. You can see he just left that on the edge. He almost still got that one to go. But there you can see those hardest 2 holes. If you can take care of business on those, there's a chance that if you are playing, live guys, they might make a mistake. Not necessarily they're going to make a mistake, but there's a chance that they will. So I'm going to just start to unlock this one. But let's just keep grinding through there. Like I said, those were probably the 2 hardest when we're talking about Harbor 18 and Wolf Creek 14. So those are the ones that you really want to make sure that you don't short side yourself, because if we get headwind on both of those, we're really going to be forcing the issue a little bit. And that's the time that you might want to, with these early clubs, be considering going into power balls like I did. So keep that in mind. Good luck. I'll see you guys on the next one.